Thank you for this opportunity to provide you with a demonstration of the recent changes we have made to the floodline and LiDAR map on the Muskoka GeoHub. My name is Graham Good. I'm the manager of geomatics at the District of Muskoka, and we are recording this demonstration so we could share this good news with others. This is the Muskoka web mapping site, and we are trying very hard to update the hundreds of GIS layers associated to all these maps available to the public, including adding new layers whenever possible. And the floodline mapping layer has two new layers, one being the water level stations layer and the historically flooded roadways layer. You'll see that the new water stations layer is showing the difference from the daily average levels. And if I zoom out, you can see over Muskoka, there's 15 of these water stations, and beyond many, many more water stations across Ontario and North America. If we zoom into one of these stations and just click on it, you'll be able to see a lot of information, including the current water level, previous water level, previous days, the normal level, including the maximum level and the historic minimum level. And if we scroll down, we'll be able to see this one, which is the difference from the daily average level. And this value is shown in this legend. If the value changes and increases, it'll turn dark blue. If it goes down, it'll turn red. So this is the value that is being updated on the legend. If you scroll down, there's additional information. And at the bottom, it tells you the date that this information was last refreshed and updated. And it provides you with a link to a website to get more information in real time. The first time you come to this site, you'll have to click the I agree button in order to see this data. But this data will show you live updates, updated every 5 minutes, and will give you the elevation of the water level at this particular station. You can zoom out to see the trend over time of this particular station. And you could click, hold, and drag this chart to the right in order to see previously recorded records and values. If you scroll to a station that is on a river, you will get even more information. It has the same current levels and previous levels, but if you scroll down this pop-up window, it will also give you the value or the the annual flow in cubic meters per second, the previous change, the current ones, as well as the difference from the historical maximum values. The website link for rivers provides a little bit more information, which includes both the discharge and the water levels. You could do the same thing in terms of going back in time, hovering over top of it to see not only the discharge, but you could also see the height in meters as well. So there's additional information on the rivers. We understand that many have access to this information through other sources, but we thought it was a pretty good idea to make it available to as many people as possible through the Muskoka GeoHub mapping site. The other new layer on this map is the historically flooded roadways. If I click on one of these, it'll show us the name of the road, the reason for its closure, and the municipality and the year. Some of these sites we are fairly confident in its position and location, and others less so. What hasn't changed on this map is the ability to see detailed floodline mapping layers and accurate detailed elevation through the LiDAR data. You can search and find a particular property through its civic address or the road. You could actually put in the roll number to find a particular property, or we could do a search on a lake. I could click on that. It'll zoom in and highlight that lake. And once I'm found the area that I'm interested in, I could actually click on it to get some detailed information on the property, which is information we've been providing for the last decade, but you can now click onto the next feature and it will give you the ground elevation, in this case 284.1 meters. And if I click to the next feature, it will actually show us the elevation of the lake, the static lake elevation of 286.68 meters. So potentially this area that I clicked on the map is going to be about 2.6 meters underwater. We also have other information that you could click, and you'll be able to get access to the original consultant's floodline mapping that shows exactly where these flood lines may show up on these maps. And if we go to a river area, you could get similar information for the property. If you click to the next, you get the same elevation. You get information on the flood line, but the actual information provided to the consultant on the river locations shows these cross sections of elevation sporadically across the river. The other information that we've provided on these maps are links to other pages or websites. This first one will take you to the District of Muskoka floodplain mapping page, where you could get a whole bunch of other details and information on this particular issue, as well as you could get and download the actual technical report from the consultants that provide the original floodline mapping information. You can find the Muskoka GeoHub a couple ways. You could do a Google search for Muskoka GeoHub, and it will take you right to this page. Or you could go to the District of Muskoka website. You could click on the area municipalities bucket and find a shortcut and link to the Muskoka GeoHub page. Here you'll be able to click a launch to the site, and you'll be able to review a previously recorded demonstration to get some more tips and tricks on how to use the Muskoka GeoHub web mapping site. That is what I was planning to present to you today. I'd be happy to answer any questions, and thank you, goodbye, and happy mapping.